Grown adults who obsess over the Marvel films are equally as cringy as those adults who obsess over Disney or Harry Potter films. As an adult, it's okay to like or even love all these sorts of films, but it's the people who obsess about these films to the point that their entire personality is that they love their specific franchise. Often it's women who get called out for their obsession of Harry Potter and Disney, but I see equal numbers of grown men and women obsessing over the Marvel movies to the point that it's their whole personality. Edit: I'm talking about people who have an unhealthy obsession, not just people healthily enjoying things. I used Marvel, Disney and Harry Potter as an example due to the hypocrisy I often see regarding these franchises, but the same can be said for all unhealthy obsessions, whether it be Star Wars, football, or Boutros Boutros-Ghali. Everyone's allowed to find things cringe-worthy. I'm allowed to find all these obsessive fans cringe-worthy just as everyone here is allowed to find my opinion cringe-worthy. It's not gatekeeping. I'm not telling anyone to stop liking these things, but if you think some stranger's opinion on the internet is going to stop you enjoying whatever it is you obsess over, then that's on you. I actually enjoyed the Harry Potter movies and read them all as a kid. I also enjoy certain Disney films and certain Marvel films. I also like some shit that other people might not enjoy, and at times I might be obsessive over them, and it's okay for you to find that cringe-worthy, because occasionally, I too find my love of Dark Souls cringe-worthy, but I try not to let it leak into every other part of my life. I can't stand when it's all people talk about. That can get super annoying. But if they like to collect memorabilia and watch the movies, I don't see why that would bother anyone at all. Sorry mate, let me go obsess over my taxes. Maybe that'll help distract me from the piss-poor world I live in better than superhero movies. Just fucking with you. I agree that there's a fine line between a healthy love of the movies and scary obsession. My dad likes Marvel, but that's because he used it to connect with me and my little brother when we were kids. I think it's very cool, and now that we're grown we connect over different movies. My philosophy for situations like this are, if it doesn't hurt me or anybody else and is legal, it's completely fine. You aren't required to engage with these people, so I would just leave them be. Covers my Hufflepuff t-shirt. Yeah, I mean, how sad would you have to be to obsess over that shit? At least it's not as bland a personality as travel, exercise, wine, and food lover. JK. I'd say that really applies to most things. It's similarly cringy to make your entire life and personality about a football team or celebrity idol or retro video games or something. Obsessing over any piece of media is cringy. It's not just limited to Marvel, Disney and HP. How many times do these posts need to come up? If people want to enjoy these films, who cares? What about sports fans? Or fans who obsess over their favorite singer or band? Why don't you call them out for their obsessive and weird behavior? I have seen them act stupid and cringy, especially sports fans, as I am one myself. I have seen this opinion all over Reddit, always in connection with something nerdy like comic books, Star Wars, Marvel or Disney movies, but never with sports. Why is that? That their entire personality is that they love their specific franchise. How do you know that's true? Personality is so much more complicated and layered than the thing you are obsessed with. People develop different character traits over the course of their life depending on what circumstances they grew up. And they rarely reveal their true self to anyone but the few people who are closest to them. Some people obsess over things like music, art, movies, video games, books, sports, and entertainment because they want to escape their boring day-to-day life. Some people do it because they want to be inspired and be motivated. Some do it because they want to connect with other people socially. Some do it for entirely different reasons. I will never understand the need to complain about this, especially in such a broad and general way. One thing that irks me is people that know I'm into it, liking Avengers or the Marvel franchise, and then suddenly every item of clothing I get for Christmas is that theme. I like it, but I don't need 20 pairs of Deadpool socks, a Deadpool sweater, shirts, etc. Just stop. I appreciate the gift, but it is not my sole purpose in life to be totally outfitted in that. Honestly, who freaking cares what people are into? If they are happy, who cares, lol. I think people that make politics their personality trait are way more cringe. I think it's unpopular that you care about what others obsess over. If they're not in your life, who gives a shit? People obsess over different things. No one says there's anything wrong with sports fanatics. Anyone who is obsessed with a team is never ridiculed, but if a grown adult enjoys something that is meant for children, they're ridiculed. People like different things. Let people enjoy things. As an almost adult who obsesses over all three, I feel slightly attacked, lmao. Son. Just don't. You know the people that are even worse though? People who waste their time complaining about what other people love/obsess over. Ever since the MCU came out, I've seen a bunch of peens try and defend it as a masterclass in cinema, a highly shocking, unique, and controversial unpopular opinion. This sub is the definition of a circle jerk. I'm allowed to obsess over whatever fandom I like, but Marvel is Disney. Bronies are the worst. I agree. Having things that you are passionate about is super cringy, and we should all strive to be as aloof as possible. Why aren't you lumping in people who are obsessed with sports teams? Or people who are car obsessed up to it being all they speak about? There's nothing inherently wrong with Disney, Marvel, or HP, the issue is their obsession. And if the issue isn't their obsession, you need to understand that you're qualifying Marvel as being beneath sports, as if the two aren't equally childish. Then you'll have to see that by childish you literally just mean anything that's entertaining. But okay, let us go be obsessed with adult things like taxes and the DMV. Adults are just grown children. If that's what they enjoy, why does it matter? Suck my balls. I learned how to read because of Marvel. Their older comic books were free to our schools because of routine budget shortages. Okay, boomer, I don't think it's cringy. People should be able to like what they want, whether it be Harry Potter or Marvel. It starts getting cringy with stans. Who the hell cares? I feel like the biggest part of it all that makes it annoying is that people are basing their personality around a piece of media or culture. A story is an idea someone else created. Humans are complex beings with malleable thoughts and aspirations, and have countless ideas and opinions that change. It's pitiful seeing someone who's so creatively bankrupt and desperate for acceptance that they have to connect to a recognizable image to differentiate themselves among others. What I dislike is the gatekeeping obsession around any subject. There is a lack of school curriculum about this kind of thing. I have worked with kids and adults with intellectual disabilities, and we used to have workshops about this, how to talk about things you like without crossing social boundaries. See, nobody is going to tell you that you are boring the hell out of them, they simply won't call you again. Read the cues they give you, and give space for them to talk, or even gasp, allow them to change the subject. But at the end of the day, you can only get better at social interaction with practice, so even if you keep getting ghosted, keep trying to learn from your mistakes.